Hi everybody, today I'm going to show you how to use the Magic Select tool in Paint 3D, which is a really fun, cool thing to do. Maybe not super educationally relevant, but it's a really fun trick. So let's say I'm going to make a slideshow, and let's say for whatever reason, maybe I want to have, I really like this clip art right here, and maybe I want to have this bookshelf in my slideshow, but I don't actually want to use the whole picture. I just want that bookshelf and maybe the little bag that's on top. I could just like download that, put it into my slideshow and use the cropping tool to kind of like crop it, but it's going to look weird. I may have like a little line down there and it's not like a perfect rectangle, especially with the bag on top. So I'm going to take this picture. It's just on my Google Drive. I'm just going to download it. So I'm going to go ahead and download it. Okay, I've got it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here, and everybody should have this on their laptop. It's a program called Paint 3D. Not Paint, but Paint 3D. If I click on Paint 3D, I'll open up a new app, which shows up on my second monitor that you can't see. Okay, let's try that. Okay, so I've got this thing right here, and it says, hey, what do you want to do? You want to make a new Paint 3D canvas? You want to open something? Well, I want to open something, and what I want to do is I want to go ahead and open up from my downloads folder that thing that I just downloaded. Okay, so there's our picture right there. It's the one that I had on Google Drive. Looks exactly the same. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click up here, and I'm going to use Magic Select. And Magic Select does a lot of work for you. So what it's going to do is it's going to say, okay, take this big box and draw it around. It says drag in the corners or sides of the blue box to show us what to focus on. Okay, so what I want is that bookshelf, and I want the little bag on top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this to cut out as much of the other stuff. I'll zoom in a little bit. So it's a little easier to see. Okay, cut out as much of the other stuff. So the only thing that's left is the bookshelf and the little bag. It's got still got the wall there, and you can see the floor, but that's okay. Hopefully Magic Select kind of gets the gist of what I want. So once I've got that kind of lined up, I'm going to click the next button. Okay, and as you can see, Magic Select figured out, oh, you want that bookshelf thing. And it did a pretty good job of outlining the bookshelf. At this point, I could say, yes, that's great. That's good enough. I can click done. And if you notice, now what it's done is it's pulled a copy of that. I can use Control-C or copy, and I can go back to my slideshow and click paste, and there's my bookshelf. And if you notice, it did a great job of cutting out a lot of the extra stuff. So I just have that bookshelf right there. And now it looks all nice and pretty. Now, I'll show you one other thing real quick. Because I said I wanted the bag on top, I kind of cheated, right? I kind of didn't do it the whole way. So I'm going to put it back where it was. Okay, I just did the undo button. Okay, so I'm going to try Magic Select again, and this time I'm going to be more picky, and I'm going to say, no, I really wanted that bag on top for whatever reason. So I'm going to go like this, click next. Okay, if you notice, it still missed the bag, but see how it says this button right here says refine your cutout, add or remove. So if it didn't include something, what I can do is I can kind of draw around it and be like, hey, I really wanted that thing right there. Can you include that? Okay. Now, if you notice, it included it, but now it included a little bit of the wall. So I can use the remove tool and say, okay, better, but why don't you get rid of some stuff here? Oh, too much. Come on, remove that. So as you can see, sometimes it gets a little picky. There we go. I'm going to say maybe not good, but good enough. So I'm going to say done. That autofill background thing is if you're trying to delete something and you just wanted it gone. I'll copy this one, go back to my slideshow, paste. You can see not totally perfect, but better. I will tell you, this works pretty well with clip art. You can try it with pictures of things in real life, but just the more colors there are and the more things that are going on in the picture, the harder it is for Magic Select to kind of figure out what you want to do. It also kind of struggles with things like hair, especially like long hair. If there's a lot of stuff in the background, you can see through the hair. It kind of starts to go like, I don't really know what you're looking at anymore. But this is a really cool, just fun tool to use, especially for like cutting out like basic shapes or clip art things. Where you don't want to have the whole picture. You just want to have that one thing. I've even seen a teacher who's used it to like put their kids' pictures into like slideshows. So that way they can like drag their faces around and things like that. So it's just kind of a fun thing to play around with. Hopefully you can use that at some point this year and do something cool with it.